welcome back to the Battle Ready podcast. This is Dr. Kaylee Judge, and this is the place where we bridge the gap between faith and fitness while renewing your mind, refining your body, and refreshing your spirit. Today, we are going to talk about a crucial topic: sleep. I know that this is something that people, I'll sleep when I'm dead, or I don't need to be doing that, or I love to sleep and I sleep so long. Too much of a good thing is not always a good thing, and not enough of a good thing is definitely not a good thing. Sleep is something that we often take for granted, and it's one of the most powerful tools that we have when it comes to healing, recovery, and maintaining our mental and physical health. I'm going to share some eye-opening statistics about sleep, breaking down the difference between the sleep cycles, the different periods that you'll go into while you're sleeping, and give you some practical tips to make sure that your sleeping is better as we go. I'll talk about my own sleep schedule, why I'm so adamant about making sleep a priority in my health and in my life, why I often get made fun of for having a bedtime, and what that looks like as I just live my life out with that. I really want to just dive into the basics of sleep, what exactly happens when we sleep. Sleep is divided into several different stages called sleep cycles. There's light sleep, there's deep sleep, there's REM sleep. So we'll go through all the different stages and what they mean. The first stage that we have is our light sleep. It's our non-REM, non-rapid eye movement. This is just really the transition between being awake and falling asleep, and it only lasts, or is supposed to only last, for a few minutes. This is when your body starts to shut down, it starts to relax, brain waves start to slow down, your body and your breathing changes, and you start to move into a deeper paralysis of sleep. The next stage is called our deeper sleep, or non-REM stage 2. During this stage, your body temperature begins to drop, your heart rate slows down, and your brain produces sleep spindles, is short bursts of brain activity. In this stage, it's critical, it's essential for memory and learning. So this is a place where your mind starts to gravitate and hold on to thoughts and things that you've learned. That's why you'll see some people when they are studying for tests in college and high school. I remember even myself, I would record what I needed to study and listen to it at night, because this is when you really start to hold on and gravitate to things. The next phase that we have is stage 3. It's called deep sleep. It is still a non-REM, non-rapid eye movement stage. This is also known as a slow wave sleep. This is the most important restorative stage of sleep that you can have. It's during this phase of sleep, so your deep, deep, deep sleep, that you start to repair your muscle tissues, you start to build bone and muscle, and this is a place where you really start to activate your immune system. So it's important for recalibrating your body. And this is where we see even cancer patients, where we always talk about healing happens at night. And the reason why is because your body is shutting down and it's only focusing on boosting your immune system, rebuilding and regenerating tissue, and also building new bone tissue and muscle tissue as well. The next stage that we have is our rapid eye movement, or our REM sleep. This is a stage where your dreaming occurs. And so whether you're having good dreams or bad dreams, this is the place that you're having those dreams. And REM sleep is critical for cognitive function like memory, learning, and creativity. Your brain activity during REM sleep is similar to when you're awake. So your brain is actively firing and moving, except your body is in a state of paralysis. So that's why you can have dreams that are like you're jumping off of a cliff and you have those jolts and those jumps, or maybe even you're dancing in your dream or running or driving a car, but you're not actually moving and doing those things. Your brain activity is thinking you're doing this, but your body is shut down and in a state of paralysis. Each of these cycles should last you about 90 minutes. That would be ideal. And you go through these cycles 4 to 6 times each night. The quality and the quantity of each each stage is essential for different aspects of health. What actually happens when we sleep? We've got to talk about what's happening to our bodies. How can a person be in such a passive state and have so much activity in their brain? We've got physical recovery that happens during deep sleep. This is where your body, again, repairs tissue, regenerates cells, and builds muscle. This is why sleep is so critical for athletes and anybody that is trying to be physically active. This is where we talk about top-level athletes wearing sleep trackers and wondering what their recovery looked like at night. This is why, because they know that if they get into certain deep sleep levels and REM cycles, then their body is recovering the way that it should be. One thing that's not known very well is hormone regulation. Sleep helps to regulate hormones like cortisol and helps to control stress. It also regulates your ghrelin and leptin, which control your hunger. And we'll talk about those two hormones on a different podcast, your ghrelin and your leptin. It's your blood sugar controllers and your hunger hormones. And so if you get a good night's sleep, it's going to help you with your hunger pangs. It's going to help you controlling your desire to eat, your want to eat. When you have poor sleep, it can lead to imbalances in these hormones, making it harder to manage stress and maintain a healthy weight. While you sleep, your brain is busy processing the day's information, forming memories, clearing out toxins that build up in your body during the day. This process is vital for cognitive functions like decision making, problem solving, and creativity. Your immune system is producing cytokines that help fight off infections and inflammation. This is why you sleep so much when you have a flu or when you get sick. Your body needs to shut down so it can produce more cells that are going to actually help you fight off these infections. The problem with our sleep cycles is that unfortunately many people don't get quality sleep. They don't either they don't get enough or they wake up through the night. And there's a few statistics that I want to share with you that might be a shock for you, but it's something that you need to know that according to the CDC, there's about 1 in 3 adults in the United States that don't get enough sleep. Chronic sleep deprivation has been linked to a higher risk of conditions like obesity, heart disease, diabetes, stroke, and even cancer. Studies have shown that people who sleep less than 7 hours per night are 30% more likely to be obese than those who sleep 7 to 9 hours. Sleep deprivation can also significantly impact mental health, increase anxiety, increase depression, and increase irritability. The bottom line is that poor sleep doesn't just make you tired, it can have a profound impact on your overall health and your quality of life. And so we see people that either only sleep 4 to 6 hours a night. They think that they can push through it. And eventually what's going to happen is they'll hit the wall that their body isn't able to function the way that it's designed to anymore. And you start struggling, you get tired, you get irritable. You start to experience things like anxiety and depression and think that you're going crazy. You need to start slowing down and resting and taking care of yourself and putting sleep as a priority. It's extremely important. And I live and breathe by this, that you have got to have a specific sleep schedule. And I would even go as far as to say creating an environment in your bedroom that's going to be conducive to sleeping. So I've removed my TV out of my room decades ago. This was when I was in chiropractic school. I stopped having a TV in my bedroom. I stopped watching TVs, movies, anything like that on an actual TV, and really even limiting my screen time just before I go to bed. You want to have something along the lines of blackout curtains so that you can have a completely pitch dark black room. You want to also make sure that your temperature in the house is as low as you can tolerate. I love sleeping at about 65 degrees at night. That's going to be cool in the room, borderline cold for most people, but this helps to decrease your body temperature and help your body rest the way that it's supposed to. One of the best ways to improve your sleep quality is having a bedtime and a wake time. Our bodies operate on a 24-hour cycle known as a circadian rhythm, which helps to regulate hormones, our body temperature, and other functions. Each of us has a different type of circadian rhythm, and that's one reason why I'm going to talk about this later, but I have an Aura ring, and it tells me where my ideal sleep time is, like when I should go to bed, when I should wake up, and when the center of my sleep cycle is, and what's most ideal for me. And that's different for everybody. I do recommend an Oura ring. I've got friends that use the Whoop and absolutely love it. Even my Garmin watch their technology has gone through the roof with what they track. And so those are my top 3 as far as sleep trackers: an Oura ring, a Whoop strap, or your Garmin watch. When you do go to bed and you wake up at the same time every day, you help with the synchronization of your circadian rhythm, making it easier to fall asleep and also easier to naturally wake up. This consistency is crucial for getting really good restorative sleep. I'm so strict about my bedtime. Like, I'm in bed by 8:30 almost every single night. I'm asleep on most nights by 9 o'clock. I wake up at 4:55 every single morning. This is my ideal sleep schedule, and I do the best that I can to keep to that. Even when I'm on vacation, even when I'm on trips, I don't waver from this too much. This routine helps me to feel energized, focused, and ready to take on the day. I know days that I go to sleep later, or I wake up, even if I wake up later in the day, I know that I can feel that through the day. And so I love staying on that schedule and keeping track of that. It's easy. It's not always easy to do this on a busy schedule. It's definitely not easy if you are a social butterfly and you're out with your friends and having a good time, because people like to stay out later. It's just our culture, and they don't get together until 6, 7 at night. And so if you have a bedtime at 8:30, 9 o'clock, you've got to get used to being the one that leaves early. Going back to talking about the Oura ring, this is one of the tools that I use, and I've been using this for the last 3 years. I don't have any sponsorship by them. There's no kickback for me on this. I just actually love this product, and it tracks your activity during the day. It tracks your sleep patterns at night, and it helps to let me see how well my stages of sleep were, what my heart rate was, how low did my heart rate get that night, what my body temperature is, my O2 levels, and a bunch more with that. One thing for me, as far as this is speaking to the females out there, I have learned through my cycle that 2 weeks before my cycle hits, my body temperature at night goes and skyrockets. And I've learned to know, that that's coming, that it's normal, that it's something that I need to figure out how to deal with and put things in place so that I can get a good night's sleep, maybe make it colder, wear less clothes, put the fan on higher. I don't know. There's different things that I do to try and help that, or just know that I'm going to have to deal with that for about 3 to 4 days. But if I didn't have the Oura ring to look back and track through my cycles, I wouldn't know that. And so that's helped me to see, okay, this is a normal thing that's happening for me. And it really gives you actionable insights and doesn't just tell you how you slept, but it really gives you great recommendations for improving your sleep quality. And for instance, one of the things that it can suggest is the best time to go to bed. I'll get a notification on my phone that it's time for me to go to sleep, or my bedtime is approaching and it's time to start winding down. And it helps me to base what I'm doing. Knowing this type of information helps you to prioritize and optimize your sleep schedule. Having this kind of data can be a game changer in understanding your sleep needs and making necessary adjustments to improve your overall health. There's probably some questions out there. Why do I need to track my sleep? I can wake up and I know that I had a good night's sleep or a bad night's sleep. And it's not just about that. It's about understanding the type of sleep that you had. So how much deep sleep did you get? How much REM sleep did you get? How many times did you wake up that you didn't know about, or you knew about and you got stuck awake? How often does that happen? What are some suggestions to make changes? It helps you put tags in there. So if you drink alcohol, if you did cryotherapy, chiropractic, if you're eating a certain way, if you had caffeine late at night, all of these things that helps you track and tag and keep track of, to know, okay, these are the things that I'm experiencing when I do XYZ. I should probably stop doing XYZ, or I should do more of XYZ because I'm getting better results and better benefits from doing these types of things. So it's just really helpful in communicating that. One of the most common questions I get is, how much sleep do I really need? What's the bare minimum that I should be having? That the answer is different for every single person, and it depends on your age, it depends on your lifestyle, it depends on your overall health. However, If we can make a general statement of recommendation for adults, it's about 7 to 9 hours of sleep for each person. For athletes and those who have a physically demanding job, you need more sleep, and it is what it is. So you should be having 8 to 10 hours of sleep to have the necessary amount of rest and recovery that your body needs. The key is to listen to your body. If you're consistently waking up tired, it's a sign that you for sure need more sleep. In my case, I aim for about 8 hours of sleep each night. Again, it's not always the case, but I do my best to get those 8 hours, and it's very important for me. This gives my body enough time to recover from the day's activities and also prepare for the next day. I notice a significant difference in my energy levels, my mood, my performance when I stick to this routine. I want to talk about why sleep is so important for recovery and healing, whether you're recovering from a workout, an illness, or just the stress of everyday life, maybe something at work or something in your life that you're dealing with. Sleep is your body's time to repair and rejuvenate. During sleep, your body releases growth hormone that help repair tissues, build muscle, and overall just relax your body. Sleep is really known as an athlete's secret weapon. It's during sleep that the body does the majority of its healing and recovery. And this is even if you're going through a major health challenge, this is going to be your secret weapon as well. Whether it's heart disease, diabetes, cancer that you're trying to reverse and heal, you need more sleep. You need to allow your body to shut down. Again, black out the room. Make sure that you can't hear outside noise. I love using white noise or brown noise. I have a fan going. I have an air purifier going. So it is loud in my room. I can't hear outside things. And that helps me shut down. It helps me my mind to stop wandering and going off. Sometimes I'll use New Calm at night to really start to slow my brain waves down and help me to get in a deeper restorative sleep quicker. And that's another tool that I use. You've heard me talk about this. I'm a big, huge fan of that. If you're not getting enough sleep, you're not doing your body justice. What that's going to lead to is the inability to recover, the inability to heal from illness or injury, and the increased chance that you're going to experience burnout. I talked about burnout a lot on the last episode, and it's something that I really want to capitalize on and help you get through this, because you shouldn't be living in a burnt out state. And if you are, you've got to look at the pillars of your life. Like, what is it that is taking control of your health and not allowing you to experience joy, happiness, and maybe even leading you towards depression, anxiety, and an overall just tired state. Sleep should be just as important as your nutrition, as your workouts, as your mental health game, as your chiropractic, as the things that you do for your physical body, and not just to go to sleep. There should be an intention when you're going to sleep. Now I need to give you some tips and tricks on how to improve your sleep schedule and help you to increase your overall sleep quality. Number one is creating a relaxing bedtime routine. You can get some good calming tea that will help you relax your nervous system and calm you down. You could start to read a book. You could take a warm bath, practice deep breathing exercises. Again, this would be through like New Calm or Heart Math. These are things that are going to help you to decrease your breathing rate and slow down your nervous system and prepare your mind to get a good night's sleep. The key is to do the same things each night so that your body recognizes that these activities are the ones that you do to wind things down. You want to limit your blue light exposure. This can be either from putting a screen on your phone. You can wear blue light blocker glasses, but what this does, blue light is actually something that interferes with your body's production of melatonin. And this is the hormone that helps you fall asleep. Try to limit your screen time before you get into bed. If you feel like you absolutely must use a screen before you go to bed, make sure that you're wearing blue light blockers. You can get them now on Amazon, and they're pretty cheap for you to get. You can turn the screen lights down and just really start to prepare your mind, your body, your eyes, and your cells to go to sleep. Again, like I talked about before, optimize your sleeping environment. Make sure that the room is cool. Make sure that it is extremely dark. Make sure you have some sort of a noise machine if that's your thing. Make sure your pillows are comfortable and make sure that your mattress is good. Maybe it's time for a mattress upgrade for some of you. Be mindful of what you've eaten and drank close to your bedtime. You want to avoid heavy meals, caffeine, and even alcohol when it comes close to your bedtime. These things can disrupt your sleep cycle and make it harder for you to fall asleep. Instead, what you should be doing is, if you are hungry, opt for a light snack. Sometimes like a handful of nuts will help you. Those are going to be a little bit higher in magnesium, maybe even some tryptophan that's going to help you fall asleep over time. What I recommend is a nice hot cup of tea or a glass of water. And if you think you're hungry, once you drink those things, that's going to help with the hunger pangs and you're actually not going to be as hungry anymore. Make sure that you are getting daytime exposure to sunlight and natural light throughout the day. This is going to help you regulate your circadian rhythm. I've talked about this before, but I recommend going for a walk either in the morning at sunrise or in the evening for sunset, because the colors of the sky, first of all, they're going to help to decrease your cortisol levels, but they will also help you with your circadian rhythm and get things back to normal. Exercise is a huge thing. I did a whole episode last week about exercise and mental health. I recommend this over everything because regular physical activity can help you fall asleep faster and jump into a deeper sleep. Try to avoid rigorous exercise, things that's going to really jump up your heart rate close to bedtime, because it might actually have an opposite effect. We want you to manage your stress and anxiety. If you have stress, if you have anxiety, if you're experiencing depression, things that keep you up at night, I recommend having a journal next to your bed that you can write your thoughts down in the middle of the night, and really working on journaling before you go to fall asleep, being proactive about it to get the thoughts and things out of your mind. And even if it's on your phone and you just start taking notes into a note section or a journal on your phone, it helps really tremendously to get these thoughts out of your mind before you lay your head down on the pillow to fall asleep. Meditation is great. It's going to be really good to just recap the day, what went right, what went wrong, what needs to go better to make the day better. And that's just going to help you get out of that anxiety rut that you're experiencing. Make sure that you stick to a consistent sleep schedule. Pick a time that works best for you to fall asleep. Pick a time that works best for you to wake up, and stick to it over a long period of time. This helps to reinforce your body's natural sleep and wake cycles, and also making it easier for you to wake up and fall asleep when you're supposed to. Naps. I don't have a problem with naps, but I want to make sure that you limit your naps. While they can be beneficial, they can also kind of harm you in a way. If you do take a nap, you want to make sure that it's not too late in the afternoon. You want to make sure that it's under 30 minutes. And again, don't do it too late in the afternoon because that's going to mess up your sleep cycles. You could also consider different sleep supplements. I like melatonin. I like magnesium. However, it is important to figure out if you have a deficiency, if your body is functioning properly, if you need these things, or if it's something else. I would recommend starting with a sleep cycle time frame and getting the consistency down first. Change your environment of your bedroom, and then we can start working on things like melatonin, magnesium, CBD oils, different mushrooms. That's going to help calm your nervous system down and get you into a deeper, longer sleep. It's always better to do things naturally and figure out what it is that your body is needing for consistency. Remember, everyone is different, and so it might take some experimenting to figure out what's the best for you, and that's okay. Be okay through this journey of figuring out what your sleep schedule should be, what your sleep cycle is, and what you need to do to make sure everything's good. The most important thing is to be consistent and make sleep a priority. Your body and your mind will definitely thank you over time. So just to wrap this up, I can't stress enough the importance of sleep and prioritizing this. It is critical for you to heal. It's critical for you to wake up feeling energized and experience joy and a longevity of joy. It's critical for your mental well-being, for your physical health and recovery. So I want to just challenge you to take a closer look at your sleep habits. Are you getting enough sleep? Have you been tracking your sleep schedule? Maybe it's time for you to consider an Oura Ring or Whoop or Garmin watch to track your sleep and see exactly how much deep sleep, REM sleep, light sleep you're getting, what those cycles look like through the night, and what you can do to improve these things. I have a link in the show notes for an Oura Ring if you're interested in that. I don't personally use a Whoop strap. My family members and friends use those, some of them. They love them. I don't have a link or anything for you to look at that. But also, I have a Garmin watch if you're into that. I think even the Apple Watch does a really good job with tracking sleep and letting you see your different stages and cycles of that and whatnot. So just whatever it is that works for you, make sure that you start somewhere. Remember, battle ready means taking care of your mind, your body, and your spirit. This really starts with a good night's sleep. So I just want to thank you for joining me today. If you found this episode helpful, like, subscribe, share it with your friends, send it off to someone on your social media. And also you can leave a comment, leave a 5-star review if you're listening to this on Apple or Spotify podcasts. That really helps with getting this pushed out to as many people as possible. This episode, this YouTube channel is growing rapidly. And so I just want to thank you for being a part of this. As always, stay strong, stay healthy, and stay battle ready. We'll see you next week.